Yeah, episode 7, Pod Caviar. I'm your host, Tony, in the Game Caviar Studios. This is... You know what? I figured out something. The last episode didn't get uploaded to SoundCloud. It appears that if they're too long, then SoundCloud will not let me upload it to their servers. So, all the episodes can be found on Google Play and iTunes, either through the podcast app or through... iTunes, the iTunes store. It's free, but the shorter episodes will be on SoundCloud. The longer ones will not be on SoundCloud. So I'm sorry if SoundCloud was your primary means of listening to Pod Caviar. I apologize ahead of time until I figure out how to work around that, which will probably just be a shorter episode. Then that's just how it's going to end up being. But yeah, once again, you can reach Pod Caviar at 443-747-1417. If anybody has anything to say or wants a question answered during the show and a shout out or anything, just let me know. And I will do that. I will do that. And you can text that number too. It doesn't have to be a voicemail. I know a lot of people like myself, we don't necessarily like calling people. I hate calling. I hate picking up the phone and calling somebody. It's just, I don't know, man. I just like texting. Texting is faster. I think it's more refined. It is a very streamlined way of communicating with somebody. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. So if you're antisocial like me, then you can just not talk to people and then you can go from there. Or you can pick and choose when you want to talk to people. But anyway, 443-747-1417. That's the number to get in touch with Pod Caviar. And let's have a really good show today. Of course, last week's episode 6, was really good. Graham was on the show again. We talked about a lot of things, and it was a great episode, really great episode. And that dynamic duo right there is going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening because we can get together and make, well, on our own, we have a great catalog. I don't mind it's smaller. The amount of episodes, the list is shorter, but alone we can make great episodes, but when we get together, it is magnificent, unbelievable. So you can check out his Pod Caviar, Sports with a capital F, and that is on all major podcast getting services. I don't know what podcast. What would I call those? If there's something, what is it? A podcast providing service? Anyway, I don't know. Let's see. What else do we have on the show? Today we are going to talk about Pornhub, but not what you think. We're going to talk about some shows that I found, especially on Netflix and TBS. And then I'm going to go from there. I think those two really would do good on the episode, but if we still have enough time, then I'll go forth and talk about some other things. But remember, it was like, what episode was it? It was like 1 or 2. It was an earlier episode when I was talking about how YouTube changed and how they are, really stepping on people and pushing a lot of people out. I have since then pretty much moved all of my gaming activities, my videos to Twitch. I will stream on Twitch. You can go Twitch/NotHavingIt. That's how you can find me on social media. And then, because it's Twitch, I have the ability to stream and then export it to YouTube, and it's automatic, and I can just go back in there and change whatever I need to change on YouTube. But yeah, I don't know whether it's like a continuing thing or whether it's a joke or something, but I was on Reddit the other day, and they said that there were a few channels that did gun reviews that were pretty much being demonetized and pushed out of YouTube, and they decided to start uploading their videos to Pornhub. Pornhub is like, if you're part of the uninitiated people out there who's never heard of Pornhub or have never been on Pornhub, it's like it sounds. It is a place for pornography, but you can upload regular videos. So a lot of the people, it was like 2 or 3 channels, but they uploaded their episodes to Pornhub, and it's nothing. It has nothing X-rated about it. It's just guys who have guns, and they what is it? They review the guns, and I think they shoot them and everything. And it's just a typical gun show, something that you would find on like a hunting network, or even you might still be able to find some channels on YouTube. But yeah, those guys have. And I really wish I could remember their names. I'll give them a shout out, but I don't remember them. But it was just really weird, because it's gotten to the point to where YouTube has changed so much to how it was back when I started Game Caviar to what it is now. And it's weird to see that it's weird knowing that it's kind of cool too, because you can go to Pornhub and look up things other than pornography. It's really, I don't know whether they've done that before. I know I've seen like some images. Listen, Pornhub is really like, what do? They had when it was MLK's birthday, they had like a picture of him and and on the header of the website, and I think they did something for like Rihanna's birthday and everything. And yeah, I mean, it's a porno site. Yes, it's Pornhub. Okay, cool, but it's also 2018, and porn is not as taboo as it was back in the 90s, and and people can look at Pornhub. You can just go in incognito mode, and then you just search whatever you want to search, and then, get your rocks off and get your satisfaction out of it, and then go on with your life. I mean, it's not that bad. Like, people can act like they don't watch porn, and there may be some people out there who don't watch porn, but a lot of people do. So, somebody was saying that, they have also on Reddit, they said that they had an idea that Pornhub should just start their own rival site that will go up against YouTube, and then that would be better for people who want to transition from YouTube to another site. I know I know Amazon. There was rumored that Amazon was going to do that, but then Amazon bought Twitch, and then I don't know. But if they do that, that would be amazing, because Pornhub, they do a lot of business. I mean, they have a lot of traffic go through their website, and if they can really stand up another site, video hosting site, that will actually be an opponent to YouTube, maybe things will change and YouTube will have to be more competitive, because right now there isn't a site that is competitive to YouTube. There are other video hosting sites, but YouTube is number one. It's a clear number one. This is the same thing that EA has done with Madden, where they don't have another major company that has the NFL license. So companies can make a football game, and they can make it, 2K can make a football game, but it won't have the actual names and the actual teams. For me, that's fine, because I always like 2K games over EA games. But as I was saying before, EA has the license, and it's exclusive. So they have Madden, they have the name, and then they go out there and they make essentially the same game every year. I haven't played the newest one. I know my cousin likes to play it. He's pretty good at it. Actually, he's really good at it. He's really ranked really high up in the world. I saw that the other day on Facebook. He posted it, and that's pretty cool. And he's very critical of games. So I don't know if he likes it, then maybe they have made some improvements, but I like competition. I don't like one company to have a monopoly over anything. I feel like if you do that, then you become stale, and you become it becomes a dictatorship at that point, and I don't like that. So fingers crossed, somebody will come along, and then maybe it would be some sort of, I don't want to say, maybe it'll be a joint endeavor with Amazon and Pornhub to bring up another site that can be owned by Pornhub, but like the videos can be hosted on Amazon. Look, a lot of people don't know, and I don't want to get all in techie and nerdy, but a lot of websites use Amazon's cloud-based services to basically operate on the internet. I think it was either last year or a few other years, a couple years ago maybe, there was a point where Amazon's cloud services had something happen, and it went down for a little while, and there were a lot of websites that just did not work. And it was a staggering amount of websites. When you look at the list, if you go and Google it and you get the information on it, you can see that there were a lot of websites that just didn't work. And that's because they use Amazon's cloud-based services to, host their websites. And that's pretty cool. Also, if you are a member of Amazon Prime, you can also use that to upload, whatever you want to use. You can do the same thing with Google Drive. I'm pretty sure Google Drive is free. Like, I've been using Google Drive, and I think they give you like 2 gigs free, and then after that you have to pay, and I don't think it's that much. I mean, every company pretty much has something like that. Apple is less, I don't want to say user friendly, but with Apple, you get like 2 gigs for $1 a month. But that's just to back up your Apple products, essentially. So, but yeah, cloud-based services are the future, and it's not going to go away. And this is just this is one of the things that I talked about on this show before, and even on when I was on Sports with a capital F. Like, we're getting more into a Blade Runner-ish future where artificial intelligence and cloning and everything is going to become more prevalent, and it's going to affect our lives in ways that we've seen before, but only on the big screen in movies. I've also said before that one of my few conspiracies that I believe in is that a lot of the things that we see in movies, and it's not really a conspiracy because it's happened, not just in a way, but the way that I explained it sounds really conspiracy-ish, is that a lot of things that we see in the movies today are just precursors to what's going to happen in the future, or like something is really, the way that I explained it was really weird. It's like aliens were like controlling Hollywood, and then they were subliminally telling us what to expect in the future through blockbuster movies. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, that does sound really conspiracy-ish. But hey, it's a conspiracy right now because it hasn't been proven true. But if it's proven true, then I'll go from looking like an idiot to a genius. I mean, it's happened. It's happened before. I've been right about things before in the past. This is nothing new. If anybody who knows me, you know that I occasionally, listen, you're not going to hit it out of the park every time. I've said this before. But when you do, you stroll around every base. You walk your ass around that base, the crowd goes wild, and then, you can do it again. You can do it again. You'll strike out a lot of times, though. I'm not going to lie. Strike out a lot of times. Swing and a miss. It's the story of my short-lived baseball career. But anyway, 443-747-1417 is the number for Pod Caviar. I'm going to keep plugging that. Let's see. We talked about the gun reviews on Pornhub. Any good TV shows? Yes, there are. Actually, when I said any good TV shows, I want you guys to let me know if you find any good TV shows. And then the ones that I found, basically, I have been watching. Let's see, American Dad, which moved from Fox to TBS. Also, my favorite Seth MacFarlane show. Family Guy is like the second. I don't see. No, actually, you know what? It's American Dad, The Cleveland Show, Family Guy, and then the Orville. I don't, and it's only because I don't see the Orville. I work at night and I don't have DVR because I'm cheap, so I don't get to see it. But the few episodes that I did see, it's pretty good. And also on TBS, The Detour is a really good show. If anybody has seen that show, it's about a family, and it reminds me kind of like an updated National Lampoon's, like, do you know the old National Lampoon's movies, The Vegas Vacation, the Christmas Vacation, those movies, and just National Lampoon's Vacation, right? Wasn't that the first one with Chevy Chase? It reminds me of that, but it's updated, and it's on TBS, so they get away with a lot more things, and I really enjoy it. It's very funny. It keeps you on your toes. If you want to get into it, the way that they did it, is really weird. They're on their third season right now. They're about to wrap up the third season. But if you watch the first season, then I would watch the first season and then watch the third season and then go back and watch the second season. It seems like the first season is straightforward, and then the second season is like a prequel to the third season. Well, no, that sounds stupid. No, I'm sorry. The third season is in the timeline, it's before the second season. So if I'm right, you can watch the first season, watch the third season, and then go back and watch the second season and not be confused. Although it sounds very confusing, but it's a very good show. It comes on Tuesdays or some shit. I don't know. Just Google The Detour on TBS. I know American Dad comes on Mondays at like 10 or some shit. You can actually get the TBS app and watch all that shit, stream it, because that's what I do. I've also been binge watching the hell out of some Netflix, and this weekend I came across a really good show. What is it called? Collateral. It's set in Britain. It's a cop drama, and if you know me, you know I love my cop dramas. And it starts off as just a murder, but the name Collateral kind of lets you know that there's going to be a lot of things that go on, and it is so intricate and it's complex, but at the same time it's easy to follow. The episodes flow really well. It's only a 4-episode. It's like a miniseries or a special event series is what they call it, and it's really good. They had let's see, how is it? What website am I on right now? Maybe they can explain it better than I can. No, they didn't. They just said it's a crowd pleaser. I mean, it's really good. If you go in there and you look, yeah, it's Collateral. It didn't show up on the new. For me, it didn't show up on the what's new or whatever. So I was just searching for things, and I just came across it. Requiem is a really good show. I haven't finished that one yet, but that's more of a supernatural thriller. Also, it's been shot. It was shot in Wales, in the UK. Really, those two shows are really good. So if you have extra time, if you need something to watch, if you're looking for something new to watch, I know there's a lot of people on social media that will come on there and be like, I don't have anything to do. What's good to watch on Netflix? You can also watch that. You can watch the, what is it, Roxanne, which is about the rapper from New York. That was a great movie too. It was a really good would you call that a biopic? I guess it would be a biopic. I don't know. It goes through the story of her life and how she was really, how she came up and started rapping, and then she went through a lot of shit that was just very tragic and it was a real movie. Like they didn't hold back, which I like, because in order to tell a story, you have to tell a story. Sometimes you just have to get in the nitty gritty. So yeah, those two, and I think, what is it called? Sneaky Pete is back on, Amazon Prime. Yeah, the second season just started on Amazon Prime, which I need to get back into because that is also a good show. So if you're looking for anything to watch, you can get Collateral, Requiem, Roxanne, Sneaky Pete. Those 4 right there will take up damn near a whole day, and then there are just so many other good shows available on both Amazon Prime and Netflix that will just you can just get lost in it. And I've done that before, and it's awesome. It's really awesome. Hold on, let me see. What are we doing for time? 19 minutes, not bad. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. Let's see what else do we have here. 443-747-1417. Oh yeah, this is really good. Look, I'm gonna wrap up the show with this one. I thought about this the other day, and I was like, hey, if you took, I know Freddy Krueger, you know how Freddy Krueger would be, how he was in the dreams, and whatever he could do to you in the dreams, it would happen in real life. Like if you died in your dreams, you would die in real life. I was like, man, if you took the powers away from him, he wouldn't be that bad. Same thing with Jason. If you took his powers away from him, he wouldn't be that bad. I know you're thinking, no shit. But the bigger issue is, the thing that those guys really operated on was fear. And although they are very apparent in their appearance and what they were there for, what they symbolized, they also symbolize pure fear. You're talking about a guy who can attack you in your dreams, and then when there's somebody who's seen you get attacked, they tried to wake you up and they couldn't do it because he pretty much had you, and it was hard for you to tell what was reality and what was a dream until you saw him and everything. And that, and the thing that I want to talk about real quick is, if you take away the power from fear, then you can look back at the things that used to scare you and see that they weren't that bad, And I've been through a lot in my life, and even as a kid, everybody grows up, they're scared of the dark. But then, what do you do now as an adult? There's some adults that really honestly don't like being in the dark alone, but for the most part, people grow out of that. People grow out of, driving on the highways or driving long distances. If you have something that you really fear, and even if something that's crippling you, if you take a small step every day to remove the fear from that situation, whatever it is that's holding you back, after a while, you will look back and say, it wasn't that bad. And you become stronger. And I think it was George Clooney who said this in a movie. I forgot which movie it was. It's like, look, man, you got to do, he was talking to another character. He says, you got to do the thing that you fear most, because once you do it, you're not going to fear it anymore. And that's true. So take those powers from the Freddy Kruegers in your life and give yourself the opportunity to look back and say, I beat him. I beat that situation. It doesn't scare me anymore. And you'll be, in a better position. You'll feel so much better about yourself. It will be a confidence boost. I mean, look at me. I went through not being able to hold a conversation over a YouTube video to having many YouTube videos, having podcasts, and then it's just the things after things after things after things after things. And it's just, once you learn and once you gain that confidence, you just continue to build on that and become a better person overall. And I think that if anybody's out there who hears this and you're going through something and it's just fearful, and it's something that you every time you want to do something in your mind will snatch you back and tell you that, and convince you that you're not good enough to do it, just take a small step forward, and then that momentum will start growing. And that momentum will go, and then you'll reach the peak. And then once, what happens when a rock rolls down the hill? It picks up the momentum, and then you're not able to stop it. And once your confidence starts building, and you start doing it more and more and more and more, and then you really look back, and you got to be kind of self-critical too. And then surround yourself with people who will tell you whether what you're doing is working, whether it's not working, and what you can do to better yourself. And you have to be really comfortable with critique, constructive criticism. Well, if somebody says, oh yeah, this sucks, say why. I genuinely want to know why. What can I do to improve on it? And you'll be surprised at how that people who really care about you and people who just want to see you succeed, they will literally tell you what they found wrong about it, and then you go back and then make changes, and then you go from there, and then you got it. You can do this. You can totally do this. I'm a guy sitting in my apartment with my ceiling fan on, talking into a microphone into my computer, and I'm going to upload this to the internet, and then I'm going to shoot it out to millions of people. And if I look back at where I came from when I first started doing things like this to where I am now, I could tell when the momentum started picking up, and then how going through that at the beginning helped me become a better person, and I took the power away from my Freddy Krueger, and I'm here now. So you know what? If you hear this and you do something and it gives you enough motivation to start doing something that you were pushing off for a while, let me know. Call up, text me, 443-747-1417. Let me know. And then I'll give you a shout out. We'll talk about it in future episodes. But for now, this one is, I'm about out. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this up, and then I will upload it here pretty soon so everybody can hear it. This has been a really good episode, very positive. You can reach me at not having it. I put this in the description every episode, just about, if I remember. But in case I forget, not having it, it's exactly how it's spelled. That's how you pretty much reach me, especially on Twitter, on Twitch. Of course, you heard the number. And just hit me up and let me know. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you guys next week. This has been Pod Caviar episode 7. I've been your host, Tony, and I will see you guys next week. I'm out.